You know that dream of watching your favorite anime with no subtitles? Or walking into a ramen shop in Tokyo and ordering like a pro? Well, today, we're going to break down the exact roadmap to make that a reality. So let's get into it, the path to Japanese mastery. So, have you ever looked at a page of Japanese writing and just felt your brain kind of short circuit? Yeah, you are not alone. That feeling of being totally overwhelmed is completely normal. But here's the good news. It is way, way more manageable than it looks. The secret is learning Japanese isn't really about some kind of raw talent, you know? It's about having the right blueprint. And that's exactly what we're going to lay out today, a clear, step-by-step system that pretty much all successful learners use to get fluent. Okay, let's dive right in. First stop on our roadmap. And listen, this is absolutely the non-negotiable first step is starting with the alphabets. Now, this learning order you see here, this isn't just a friendly suggestion. It's pretty much mandatory. You have to start with hiragana. That's for native words. Once you've got that down, you move to katakana, which is for foreign words. Only then, and I mean only then, do you start tackling kanji. Why? Well, think about it. The first two are your building blocks. They teach you how to pronounce everything else. Skipping them is literally like trying to build a house with no foundation. It's just not going to work. And here's where it gets interesting. This breaks down the job of each script. Hiragana is your workhorse. It handles all the grammar and native Japanese words. Katakana is for all those loan words, like computa for computer. And then kanji, those are the characters that give words their actual core meaning. But look at the goals here. You can get the first two, hiragana and katakana, down in about a month total. That is a huge confidence booster right at the start. All right, moving on to section 2. So while you're working on the scripts, it's time to start building your core engine, and that means 3 things: grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary. And I've got some fantastic news for you right here. Japanese pronunciation is actually way easier than English. See those 5 vowel sounds? A, I, U, E, O. That's it. That's basically the whole deal. Unlike English with all our silent letters and weird exceptions, I mean, come on. In Japanese, once you learn how a character sounds, it almost never changes. It's incredibly consistent. Now check this out, because this is probably the single biggest mental flip you're going to have to make. In English, right, we say, I eat sushi. Subject, verb, object. Simple. But in Japanese, as you can see, it's subject, object, verb. The verb always comes at the very end. So it becomes, I sushi eat. Watashi wa sushi o tabemasu. Getting that one rule into your head is a massive, massive leap forward. So, where do you even start with vocabulary? The key is not to just learn random words from a dictionary. You gotta focus on the stuff you'll actually use every day. We're talking numbers, days of the week, common foods, and those essential survival phrases. Your first big goal? Aim for 1,000 words. That's kind of the magic number where you can really start piecing together basic, real conversations. All right, you've got the pieces. You're learning the alphabets, the grammar, the vocab. Now for what I think is the most important part, activating your language skills. This is where we go from just knowing stuff to actually doing stuff with it. And if you take away only one thing from this whole explainer, please let it be this. Most learners delay speaking. Don't. It is the biggest mistake you can make. It's so tempting to wait until you feel ready, right? But here's the thing. Readiness doesn't just happen. It's built by doing. You gotta start talking from day one, even if all you can say is, this is a pen. So what does that daily practice actually look like? Well, for listening, immerse yourself. Find a simple slice-of-life anime, or look up Japanese vlogs on YouTube. For speaking, you have to try a technique called shadowing. It's so simple, but so effective. You just listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say like an echo, just a split second behind them. It feels super weird at first, trust me, but it's an absolute powerhouse for training your mouth muscles and nailing that natural rhythm of the language. And that leads us perfectly into our next point. You need to create your daily system. The motto here is so simple, but it's so powerful. Consistency beats intensity. Doing a little bit every single day is so much better than cramming for hours once a week. And here's what that can actually look like. This isn't about studying for hours on end until your brain melts. Just look at this plan. We're talking 1 hour a day broken into 4 easy 15-minute chunks. You do a little kanji practice, review some vocab, learn one new grammar point, and then you do some active listening or speaking. It's balanced, it's sustainable, and it makes sure you're hitting all the important areas every single day. Okay, let's zoom out for a second. We've built the system, we know how to practice. Now let's look at the actual journey to fluency. Let's map out the whole road ahead. This timeline is so important for setting realistic expectations. If you study consistently, you can hit that first major milestone, the beginner level, or JLP N5, in just 3 to 6 months. That's amazing! To get to a comfortable intermediate level where you can handle most daily conversations, you're probably looking at 1.5 to 2 years. And true fluency? Well, that's a marathon, not a sprint. You should plan for a 3 to 4 year journey of really dedicated effort. And before we finish, here is a fantastic pro tip to seriously supercharge your progress. Connect Japanese to what you already love. Don't just stick to a boring textbook. If you love gaming, switch your favorite game's language to Japanese. Into cooking? Find Japanese recipe blogs. Like the slide says, if you're into tech, go read IT forums in Japanese. It just makes learning so much more relevant, more personal, and way, way more fun. So there you have it. The roadmap is here. It's clear, it's structured, and it's totally achievable. The only question left is, where is it going to take you?